In the frost-kissed embrace of Vyazma, a quaint Russian town where the Vezuza River murmured ancient lullabies under snow-laced bridges, lived Clara Voss. At 41, she was a symphony of quiet resilience, porcelain skin etched with laugh lines like delicate filigree, chestnut waves pinned loosely to frame her sightless hazel eyes, and a voice like velvet over honey that coaxed smiles from the gruffest souls. Born blind in the shadow of the Ural Mountains, Clara had woven light from darkness. Her fingers danced across braille pages as a librarian for the town's elderly, and her home, a cozy dacha blooming with wild asters, sheltered her widowed mother and nephew, little Luca, whose giggles were her North Star. Life's palette was muted for Clara, but her heart painted in vivid hues. She volunteered at orphanages, reading tales of far-off lands, her guide dog, Myra, a silky golden retriever with eyes like polished amber, her unwavering compass. Yet bureaucracy's cold hand had struck 6 times in a single week. Fines for jaywalking when she paused to help a fallen elder, for Myra's improper leash during a sudden storm, for obstructing a crosswalk while listening to Luca's school recital broadcast. 3,000 rubles, a month's warmth for the hearth, now loomed like winter's gale. Judge Ivan Petrov presided over Vyazma's weathered courthouse, a bastion of oak panels and echoing gavels where justice whispered like river reeds. At 58, Ivan was granite forged in fire, broad-shouldered with a manner of salt-flecked black hair, piercing blue eyes that dissected deceit, and a baritone voice that commanded silence. A veteran of Chechnya scars, he'd lost his left eye to shrapnel, trading battlefield fog for the blindfold of Lady Justice. To the public, he was unyielding, sentences crisp as fresh snow, appeals rare as spring thaw. But in the quiet of his chambers, Ivan tended a hidden garden, letters from reformed souls he'd mentored, a locket with his late wife Elena's portrait, her smile a talisman against the cynicism that crept like ivy. Law is blind, he'd mutter to his reflection, but mercy sees. Clara's case landed on his docket like a feather in a storm. 6 citations, a pittance to some, but to her, a chasm. The courtroom hummed with muted anticipation that crisp December morning, sunlight fracturing through frosted panes like diamonds on the Vezuza. Clara entered, Myra's paws clicking softly on the parquet, her cane tapping a rhythmic Morse code of resolve. She wore her finest, a woolen shawl knitted by Luca, scented with lavender from her garden, and stood tall, though her free hand trembled against Myra's harness. The prosecutor, a young functionary with ink-stained cuffs, droned through the charges, reckless disregard for traffic ordinances. Defendant's impairments notwithstanding, compliance is mandatory. Clara's advocate, a harried public defender, fumbled notes. Your Honor, these are technicalities. Enough, Ivan interjected, his gavel a gentle tap rather than thunder. He leaned forward, studying Clara not as a file, but a face, the subtle tilt of her head, listening to the room's pulse. Ms. Voss, speak for yourself. Why these infractions? His tone was steel sheathed in silk, inviting truth. Clara drew a breath, her voice steady as the river's flow. Your Honor, I cannot see the lines on the road, but I see the lines in people's faces, the worry of a grandmother late for her medicine, the fear in a child's eyes crossing alone. The first fine. I heard a cry and turned toward it. A toddler had tripped. Myra pulled me back, but the light changed. The second. Rain blurred the world further. Myra sought shelter under an awning, and a meter read violation. Third. Luca's voice on the phone, singing his first solo. I lingered, heart full, foot over the curb. The others. Echoes of a life unlived in ink and code. These fines aren't crimes, sir. They're the cost of kindness in a hurried world. I'll pay with my last kopeck if law demands. But Myra, she's my dawn. Take her, and you dim the stars. The gallery, neighbors, clerks, a reporter with a hidden phone, held its breath. Ivan's chamber echoed with silence, broken only by Myra's soft whine. He rose, not with authority, but vulnerability, descending the bench like a father to a prodigal. The room gasped as he knelt before Clara, eye level with her unseeing gaze, his calloused hand enveloping hers. Clara Voss, he murmured, voice fracturing like ice under spring sun. The law is a blindfold we all wear, but today, I remove mine. These fines, not yours to bear. They are ours, the system's failing, not your light. Tears, unseen in decades, glistened on his scarred cheek. I declare them annulled. Not by loophole, but by humanity's clause. And Myra. She's no property, she's family. As for the sum. He pressed a folded check into her palm. 3,000 rubles matched, plus 5-fold more. For Luca's dreams. For your asters. And for the orphans who need your stories. You find us all, Ms. Voss, find our souls for forgetting grace. Clara's fingers closed around the paper, a sob escaping like a bird from cage. She reached out, tracing his face, the ridge of his scar, the warmth of his brow. Ivan Petrov, you judge not laws, but lives. You've restored my sight, in others' eyes. Myra nuzzled his knee, tail thumping a benediction. The courtroom erupted, not in chaos, but catharsis, applause swelling like a hymn, strangers embracing, the reporter's video capturing eternity in pixels. That clip ignited the world. From Moscow's metros to New York subways, Vyazma's blind verdict amassed millions of views, shares rippling like Vesuvius's waves. Headlines hailed Ivan as the seeing judge, petitions flooded for blindness reforms, donations poured into Clara's library, braille machines, audiobooks, a scholarship in Luca's name. Ivan, humbled, spoke in interviews. She fined me most, exposed my blindness to compassion. Retirees sent him Elena's favorite tease. Children drew him as a superhero with Myra as sidekick. Clara's dacha bloomed anew that spring, asters nodding to the river, Luca reciting Rumi under stars. Auntie, he whispered one eve, the judge saw you. Really saw. She smiled, Myra at her feet. No, Malish. He saw us all, reminded the world that faith in humanity isn't lost. It's waiting, like dawn on the Vesuza. In Vyazma's courthouse, Ivan kept a new talisman, a pressed aster from Clara, pinned inside his robe. Justice isn't blind, he'd confide to interns. It's what we choose to see. And in hearts thawed by one woman's grace and one man's kneel, humanity's flame burned brighter, proof that 6 fines could forge 1,000 faiths. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles. If it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up sign, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us. Heavy Blackheart Hash.